Yeah, that is you.
I'm Commissioner Scooper.
Talking about the death, and I right away went over to my lineup, and I dropped him for my lineup.
Oh, wait a minute.
I know that Torrey Smith could care less about his brother and went out and played football.
Right, and then he went on to have like 2 touchdowns, right?
Yeah, and then I factored in like the week after, like it'd be like building up emotionally that he'd have to go to a wake, go to a funeral, not really practice much, or focus on football. Then he goes out and scores another touchdown
on your bench. But
on my bench.
Taking a step back, Phil, let me just get this right. Did you say that you originally found out about Torrey Smith's brother's unfortunate death via maybe the Riverdale Gazette Twitter page?
it was on my feed.
There we go, kids. Listen. No, don't listen.
That was a good segue. That was very good.
Yeah, that's what we do here. We're trying to get a little bit more professional. Bub, take this shit away from me.
All right, Coach. Looking at the 4 games this year, you tied Hong Kong in week 1, and your bench points won it for you. You beat me in week 3 by, I think it was 4 or 5 points, where my lovely quarterback didn't throw a touchdown. And you're tied for the easiest schedule so far, so you could easily be 1-3. Any comments about that?
More bashing.
Well, I could also be 4-0 because realistically, I should have beat you. I just put my best lineup out there, which I didn't, and I felt bad for you, so I actually started Benson over Frank Gore.
What a guy!
So realistically, I should be 4-0 rather conversely.
Oh, all right. Well, that's a way to look at it. Okay.
Well,
yeah, I mean, I also was kind of guilty of having no rooting interest in the Thursday night game. So Cedric Benson so happened to be playing that Thursday night game. So I overthought the process, and it kind of burned me a bit.
It happens. It happens.
Happens to the best of us. Coach, how do you? I mean, you're obviously a tenured, seasoned veteran here in the Dynasty. One of 3 founding members here with myself and John Costanza, I believe his name is. How's the season going just in general thus far, the league in general? How are you liking the podcast? Have you had a favorite interactive segment? I know Bob still raves about the Ren Geyer interview.
Awesome.
We had Jackie on. We had Cliff Barth. Who else did we have, Bub? We had Iggy from Sculptor Agley, yep. Jamie Eisenberg. What do you think, Phil?
It's been quite an eclectic group too. About it.
Yeah.
It's been from all walks of life.
The best part about that, Phil, is they were all together when we asked them. They were in a big group, and Eric asked all 5, and they all agreed.
All of that is I want to hang out.
Well,
they're like at the Hess station on Plumber's Corner.
Yep, that's exactly where they were. They were just getting some Snickers bars.
They weren't in Rockdale, I'll tell you that much. Fortunately, I have to go out there this weekend to play the Senators and kick his ass. Later on the show we have. Actually, you know what? We did this a couple of weeks ago. Let's do it again because it's just funny to even try to do this. Phil, if we have another interactive segment on the show later after your interview. Complete, ridiculous, wild guess. Who do you think we got?
Oh my God!
First instinct.
Add a few.
No. Just tell me what the first name that pops in your head.
First name that pops in my head. Shit. I'll go for historical dynasty sense here. I'll say a former manager like Jimmy, like Lemontown Boricua.
For those of you that don't.
Wait, then again, he might be in jail, so I might want to take that back.
He could, yeah. Let me. For those of you that don't know, Jimmy, what the fuck? Yeah, good call. Jimmy Rosario. I worked with him at my former company, Fidelity. He was in the league, I think, for the first 3 or 4 years of the Dynasty's existence. He was actually relatively good. Never actually won a championship, but was pretty competitive. He had a coke nail. He did a lot of drugs. And he also was known for wearing sunglasses indoors, like a lot of the Atlanta people. Anyway, no, it's not Jimmy. It's actually Coach Todd Watson from, I don't know how you didn't get this, from from Foley High School. He was Julio Jones's high school coach. Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing, damn it? Any suggested questions you'd like me to ask Mr. Watson regarding Julio Jones?
Wait a second. Let me go through my binder here and see where my Todd Watson chapter is.
All right, Coach, I'm going to move on here because I'm sensing a little bit of sarcasm.
So how did you guys come up with the name Todd Watson?
Bob,
Is he even the head coach of his high school football team? Or I'm really hoping it's like consistent D-line coach.
No, actually, no. He's the head coach, and what happens? I talked to. There's a kid on the Northbridge football team. His name is Jay Burns, and his father worked with Todd Foley's sister in Ohio, and so I was talking to him and asked if we could get him on the show, and he said, "Yeah, I'll try to hook it up." So he gave me his number, and we've been chatting back and forth. We Skyped a little bit, and that's just how it transpired.
And plus, Bub is obviously being a Forrest Gump fan, Bubba Gump Shrimp and whatnot. He's one with Alabama, and this individual is from not Greenbow, Alabama, but Foley, Alabama. And Bub, is Greenbow even a real town? Do you know?
I don't think it is, to be honest, but in my heart, it is.
Okay. Phil, I'm sorry, we're getting a little off track here. Let's get back to your team and your time. This is your time here.
It's our time down here.
Until we go up Troy's bucket. Hey, Coach, you're going up against the Boston Loggers this week, coming off their first win. It looks like you have a couple of guys on a bye, like Des Bryant, Megatron. What are your expectations for this week, and will it be difficult to play against your former captain, Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Thank you.
It is a tough bye week class. I just noticed that. I did have to do a little research because I kind of figured that week 5 was my big bye week, and it was. So I'm going to have to play with my roster a little bit. Luckily, I wasn't really too dependent on Calvin Johnson, so I mean, I was still able to win last week with only 50 receiving yards from him, so I think that should be good. Aaron Rodgers does have a good matchup against Indy. So it's like one of those things where he could be up big, where, he could be handing up the ball to Cedric Benson. Never know.
Yeah, you hope, don't you?
What's that?
I said you hope so.
I'm not sure if he's in my lineup this week yet. I haven't really looked yet.
Any truth that you still haven't cleaned out Rodgers' locker in your facility there?
I actually wanted to ask you about that. So where did you get this little trade rumor?
I'm sorry?
How does the Riverdale Gazette work? I mean, how do they get this pitch, as they call it?
Are you referring to the tweet from the Riverdale Gazette Twitter page?
I'm referring to the tweet on the Riverdale Gazette Twitter feed.
Yes, I believe it was last week in which it was broke that you haven't cleaned out Aaron Rodgers' locker. That's all. That's all I heard.
That's all you heard?
That's all I heard. I'm not giving away. I can't listen. I can't give away any sources without getting the okay, because then my media card and my credibility will go to the shitter. Because I mean, I have a lot of credibility already, right? What?
Well, then again, I mean, I'm not going to say it's BS. I can't pull the BS card on it right now.
Wait, you can or you can't?
I can't.
Hey, Phil, any truth to the rumor that you have a life-size doll of Aaron Rodgers that you sleep with every night?
No, because I actually listened to those dolls.
Okay, well, fair enough, Coach. Obviously, we do this every week. We have the Enigma question for you. This is a tough one this week.
Well, before we do it, I just want to point out, Phil and all the listeners out there, we haven't had anyone yet this season get the Enigma right. So, Phil, maybe you can.
Difficult.
Yeah, maybe you can be the first. We'll
break the mold.
All right, what is it?
All right, we have JWoww from Jersey Shore, a kid with a life raft, Punky Brewster, and Kevin Costner from Waterworld.